Hello viewers, welcome back to class. This is Master Builders Academy. Don't forget our very online academy that covers science courses. Please guys, if you are new in this channel, do consider subscribing to this channel and ensure that you turn on the post notification bell for more exciting videos. And please don't forget to like this video when you're done watching this video. Right? Then also don't forget one of our policy here is that you must not skip any part of this video and ensure that you avoid every unnecessary distraction so that you will be able to maximize the content that we will have for you in this video. And also don't forget that if there be any part of this video you do not understand, you stand a chance to replay the video over and over again until you understand the concepts. Now guys, on the board today we have physics, and I'm super excited because we are going to learn new facts today and we are diving into physics in this class. Now listen guys, on the board, we have physics and we have measurements. So we are going to be looking at measurements in physics. But by now, I expect you to know what is physics, right? Yes. Now, guys, what is physics? Now, physics is a pure science that deals with the behavior of matter and energy and how it relates with other physical quantities. Now, don't forget, physical. Physical means things that are visible, things that you can see, things that you can touch. So physics is actually a pure science that deals with what the behavior of what matters and energy and how they relate to other physical quantities. Things that can be seen, things that can be touched, things that can be related to one-on-one. Now, a good study of physics shows that physics is an everyday life. It's something that we do on a daily basis. Things that will involve ourselves. For instance, transportation, running of meal, and many other activities that we engage ourselves. When you go to the hospital, some of the equipment that they use there, they are from knowledge of physics. Or for engineering as part of that, so many other things that we engage ourselves or that we use today. Many of us today, we're in the digital age where we make use of all form of digital applications, all form of digital appliances. All of these were all obtained from the knowledge of physics. So physics is actually a very broad course that covers all sciences. Are we there? Now listen carefully. For you to understand the fundamentals of physics very well, there are two basic branches of physics that you must know. Now we have what we call the classical physics, and we have what we call the modern physics. Now for the classical physics, this is an aspect of physics that deals with what? Mechanism, optics, waves, sound, magnetism, etc. While the modern physics is an aspect of physics that deals with what? Matter and energy. An aspect of matter at atomic and subatomic level. Now, a person that studies physics is known to be a physicist. So, if you are asked who is a physicist, a physicist is someone that has studied, that have ability to understand the natural things around him and able to interpret them. So, a physicist is a person who studies physics and understands physics. He understands the dynamics of physics. So a person who understands the dynamics and the technicalities in physics is called a physicist. And understand that physics is not just meant for a physicist, it's meant for all science students. So if I want to be an engineering student, then I need physics. If I want to be a medicine student, then I need physics. And also, if I want to be a nursing student, then I need physics. If I want to be a geophysics, then I need physics. If I want to be what else? If you want to be any form of sciences cycle, you need the knowledge of physics. And understand that physics is not for students who are lazy. It's not for lazy people. Physics is actually a course or a subject for people that are serious. I mean serious-minded people. People who take studies very serious. So it's not for chicken-hearted. It's for people who are ready to get to work. And that's the reason why today we found out that physics is one of the difficult subjects that students are having issue with. Because they fail to give physics time. And that's why you are finding it difficult to be able to understand physics. There are things that when you understand the physics, guys, it blows up your mind and makes you stand a chance to gain mastery in physics. And those things I'm quickly going to let you know some of those things while we progress in this teaching. But don't forget, we have subsequent videos that will help you gain mastery in physics. Now listen, guys. Like I said, physics is not for chicken-hearted people. It's for people who are ready to get to work. People who have plans to study. People who have plans to deduce facts from what is happening around them. These are people who physics is meant for. So if you know that you are not ready to get to work, then forget about physics and understand that there is no way you can study and become successful in any of the science courses without the knowledge of physics or without being at least an average. But when you follow us in our teachings, these are our online teachings, guys, you will pass the level of an average and see yourself becoming a master. In fact, you can boldly stand before the people, stand before students, stand before multitudes, and teach physics topic as a topic effectively without biting your tongues or without any form of fear or phobia. But now, how do I study physics to understand as a student? What must I do to be a good student when it comes to the subject physics? Number one, you must have ability to think clearly. So many of us will just read without thinking. You must have ability to think and be able to draw conclusions from what you read. So if you study an aspect of physics, you must be able to think about it and see how you can bring them into reality or how you can relate those things you have studied with things that are happening around you. This is the first thing that you must do. Then you must have ability to observe precisely and honestly. What I mean precisely, ability to what? Observe accurately. Of course, there are things around you that you don't even need to study, but mere looking at them, you are able to give them definition. You are able to define it from your own perspective, and yet it is still right with what the norms that is accepted. So there are things as a physicist, even when you have not studied them in any books, when you observe closely things that are happening around you, you should be able to give them meaning and define what they stand for. Are you there? So a good physicist, number two, must have ability to observe precisely and what? Honestly, accurately. Then the number three things that a good physicist must do is that a good physicist must possess. If you want to be good in physics, you must possess some level of mathematical foundation. Yes, you must possess the right mathematical foundation. So you cannot be good with physics if you are not good in maths. So many of you are running away from maths and you want to study sciences. There is no way you can gain mastery in physics without mathematical knowledge. And that's the reason why we started our teachings with mathematics. So if you hate maths and you love physics, certainly you are going to lose it. Alright? Certainly you are going to lose it. So for you to be able to be good in physics, then you must put much effort to your mathematical base. Otherwise, you will just have inherent knowledge in physics. You can only define, explain, but you cannot solve problems. Because 75% of physics questions, 75% of the things that we look at in physics are calculation based. So if you will excel in those areas of the calculations, therefore, guys, you must possess the right mathematical foundation. This is number three. Then number four, guys, you must have ability to draw conclusion from experimental facts or experimental findings. Of course, physics is not just all about theory. Physics actually entails a lot of what practical experiments. Are we there? So we have so many practicals that will help you to gain mastery in physics. So anytime you engage in any physics practical, have ability to draw out conclusion, reasonable conclusion from the subject matter. So if I carry out experiment on sound, I should be able to draw out facts from that experiment. If I carry out experiment on magnets, I should be able to draw out facts from that experiment. Then if I carry out experiment on that wave, I should be able to draw out facts. If that is missing, then something is missing already. You must have ability to draw all conclusion from experimental findings of fact. Then number five, guys, for you to be good in physics, you must have a study plan. Yes, a study plan. Physics is not just a course that you read today and drop. No, it's a subject that needs consistent time. It needs timing. Are you there? So for you to be good with physics, it's not something that you read once in a while. No, it is something that you consistently do. So if I am to advise, you should have a timetable. At least study physics 3 times a week. From a Monday to a Sunday, at least study physics 3 times a week. So if you study physics once in a week, every Wednesday, then the next week till Wednesday, guys, you may not be able to draw the reasonable conclusions. You will not be able to get the fact that will make you get grounded in physics. So have study plan. Don't study physics once in a week or once in a month. Ensure that you study physics often. Are we there? Then the last but not the least is that you must have a role model. This is rule number 6, step 6. To be good with physics, you must have a role model. Because everything you want to learn in physics, you want to know, you are aspiring to know, somebody else has known it. All you just need to do is to spread your attendance and get connected to people who already know it. This is it. So if I want to be good with physics, it happens to other courses anyway, or other subjects. If I want to be good with physics, then I should associate with somebody who already have fundamental knowledge of what physics is all about. Alright, so when we were growing up, this is one of the teachers that we learned. We never had good physics teachers like some of you have asked there. So many of you now, you don't have good physics teachers. There are some that have very good, strong teachers in physics, yet they are not good. So you must have a role model so that by the time you encounter a challenge, you have somebody to run to. Because sometimes we get frustrated when we have a challenge, nobody to put us through. You must have an Aaron by your side to hold you. Just as Moses was there, he had Aaron by his side. So have someone as a mentor, a role model, one that is good in physics. It is an error for you to want to be good with physics. And now you make someone who studies government as your role model. The person does not know anything in physics. He knows government, and you don't have interest in knowing government. Now you neglect people who are good in physics, who can put you through, and now associate yourself with somebody who is good with government. And now you don't have plan to study government. So for you to be good with physics, run minds with people who are good in physics, then have a role model. And this is an opportunity we bring before you. You can make us your role model. Yes, you can make us your role model. So there are 6 things that you must do. 1 is to think clearly. 2 is to observe precisely and honestly. 3 is to possess the right mathematical foundation. 4 is ability to draw conclusions from experimental findings and facts. 5, you must have a study plan. Then 6, have a role model. So if you want to make us a role model, then you can follow us on all our social platforms, all our social medias. Then we will put you through on what physics is all about. Just keep following us. We will not mislead you. You will get all the values that you know. Don't forget, in this video, we have talked about what is physics. We have looked at the branches of physics. We have looked at who a physicist is. Then we have also looked at what you need to do to be sound in physics. Guys, I leave the rest for you. Go get your textbooks and start looking at physics one after the other. Study physics as if you don't have any other subjects to study. I see you guys in the next video. Don't forget that we are looking at measurement in physics. But we just use this time to briefly explain the mission, the areas we are going into. So before we can look at measurement, at first we need to know what physics is all about. So physics is a pure science. So everything that we are going to be looking at in physics are physical things, things that we can see, things that we can touch, and things that we can